Hey everybody, today I just wanted to do a video about what I think is one of the most useful scales ever, being the melodic minor scale. With this scale, you can play over so many different chords with just one sound. Okay, let's jump right into the lesson. Really quick, I have a couple slots opening up in my private online studio, so if you want to expand your jazz knowledge and improve your playing, now is the time. Make sure to send me an email through my website in the link in the description below. So first off, what is the melodic minor scale? This scale is pretty much our major scale, but with a lowered third. So instead of this, we now have this. Now in other types of music, the melodic minor scale is different when you go down the scale versus when you go up the scale. But for the purposes of playing in the context of jazz, it's going to be the same notes going up and down. Okay, so let's get into the usefulness of this scale. So first off, the most basic use and the most functional use of this scale is to play over minor 6 chords or minor major 7 chords. You can find these kind of chords in songs that are in minor keys, such as Autumn Leaves, or you could play these over the 1 chords of a minor 2-5-1, just like in Just Friends. One of the first ways that I think is helpful to get this sound in your ear, besides learning the scale, is to learn this grip. This melodic pattern uses a lot of important chord tones out of the scale, such as the 6th and the 9th. Here's an example of a line that you could play using this grip. Now, in order to make some more fluent lines and some longer lines out of this sound, you're going to need to know a couple things. One being the arpeggios inside the scale. Playing the scale from different chord tones. And a basic understanding of enclosures. If you need some help with enclosures, make sure to check out my video series on that exact topic. Now, when you combine all three of these concepts together, you can now create some pretty useful lines. Here are some examples of lines that could be created using this sound. Now, here's an example of using melodic minor in the first couple bars of Just Friends. Another way to engage this type of sound is to look at the arpeggios inside of this scale, like we practiced before. Now I want to zoom in specifically on the 4th arpeggio, or the 4th chord in the scale, being the dominant 7 chord, or in this case F7, since we're playing over C melodic minor. If you know any tonic dominant lines, or in other words, dominant lines that don't resolve to something else, they just stay within that dominant sound, then you can play these type of lines over C minor 6, and it's gonna fall into that melodic minor sound. So in other words, F7 equals C minor 6. Here are some lines that show what I'm talking about. Okay, so now that we have some lines to play over just this one type of sound, as well as some conceptual ways to build some other lines, let's take this sound to the next level. You can now play this type of sound and these type of lines over a bunch of different chords. For example, over a dominant 7 sharp 11 chord, which is the sound of backdoor dominants and dominant 2 chords, we just play melodic minor off the 5th of the dominant chord. So all the lines that we learned over C minor 6 or in C melodic minor can now be played over F7. We just doubled our vocab. You can also play melodic minor over altered chords. All you have to do is go up a half step and then play melodic minor. So if we had B7 altered, all we have to do, again, is go up a half step, which would be B, C, C melodic minor, and then boom, we can use all the same language that we learned over C melodic minor for B7 altered. Now we just tripled our vocabulary. Lastly, you can use melodic minor over half diminished chords. Just go up to the flat third of your half diminished chord and play melodic minor off that tone. So you could play, for example, C melodic minor over A half diminished. That's 4 different ways to use just one sound. Pretty useful, if you'd ask me. So now let's get into some application. If you played melodic minor over a normal 2-5-1, you would just play then the melodic minor scale built off the 2. So for example, if our chord progression is C minor 7, F7, B flat major 7, a 2-5-1 and B flat, then we would just use C melodic minor for the C minor 7 and the F7, and then resolve to B flat. Next, we could use the melodic minor scale just over the 5 chord to make it an altered 5. So if we were doing a 2-5-1 in the key of E major, our chords would be F sharp, minor 7, B7, and then in this case we're going to alter it, going to 1, which would be E major. So over the 5 chord, we would just play C melodic minor. So you would play over the F sharp minor, then C melodic minor, and resolve it to 1. Lastly, we can just use it over a minor 2-5-1, our melodic minor scale. So in theory, you should be able to use it over all the chords in a minor 2-5-1. So if we had a minor 2-5 in G minor, being A half diminished, D7 flat 9 to G minor 6, for the A half diminished, we would play C melodic minor. For the D7 flat 9, let's alter it, so go up a half step, so we'd play E flat melodic minor. And then finally, when we get to the G minor 6, we just play G melodic minor. Okay, so as you can see, the melodic minor scale can be used for tons of different things. What I would recommend is just getting 1 or 2 of these melodic minor ideas under your fingers and learned all across the fretboard in as many different keys as possible, and then try to apply just those lines. It's better to have 2 lines that you really know rather than just 5 or 6 lines that you just kind of know in one position or one key. So to close this lesson, I want to play one chorus over Just Friends and apply all the melodic minor concepts that we talked about in this lesson. Thank you guys so much for watching this lesson over the melodic minor scale. If you like these kind of lessons and you like what I'm doing here, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button for more content in the future. Also, if you want to support this channel even further, make sure to purchase my new record, Each Step, which you can find in the link in the description of this video. All right, thanks so much for watching, and remember to always keep swinging.